Right, hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Yieldmax funds. More specifically, there's a couple of Yieldmax funds which I believe are potentially going to be in an uptrend in the next little while or currently in an uptrend. So the stocks, the Yieldmax ETFs that I'm showing you today that are in an uptrend, we're going to be looking at Tesla and TSLY. I believe TSLY has been in a little bit of an uptrend, but we're going to go through markers to which I think it could potentially hit. Also want to show you CONY, I want to show you AMZY, but then what I want to do is I want to show you GOOY, which is the Google Yieldmax Option Income Strategy ETF, and I want to show you what might really inhibit an uptrend in these stocks. So not only am I going to show you some ETFs which could potentially appreciate over the next little while, but what I do want to do is educate you guys and show you guys why a stock might not be appreciating as the underlying appreciates. So if that does sound good, please do remember to do your thing and subscribe. You guys just keep doing your thing. We're up to 4,088 subscribers. So if we can almost 12 subscribers away, we're going to be at 4.1K, which is crazy to think about in such a short span of time. So I want to say thank you to everyone who's made that possible. The last video doing fantastic. Expect nothing less from you guys. But with today's video, let's get into this one. So we're talking about the Yieldmax funds. AMZY, actually the biggest yield, almost 100%. It's looking like CONY right now, but well, CONY back in the day. But anyways, so the first stock is going to be TSLY, and as you can see here, for the past 6 months, TSLY has been pretty much straight down. There's been little blips where you see it's trended sideways, it's appreciated up, but really TSLY has a hard time when Tesla has these big downtrends. It really draws down the price, as you could see here in October, and then when Tesla appreciates too quickly, it's hard for TSLY to kind of keep up. The one good thing about now though is that we have had some negative news surrounding Tesla as a company. Obviously, we have the recalls, we have potential competition coming out, and so people are buying at a little bit of a slower rate, which I notice here. You can see here the rebounds aren't nearly as crazy as they were before. Who knows what Tesla's going to do in the future, but what has led up in the past couple of days is we've seen Tesla slowly rising, which has led to a slow increase in TSLY's share price over the past couple of days, going from about $8.55 after paying out the dividend to about $8.9. So I do think there might be a little bit of a turnaround for Tesla right now. I do think Tesla's at pretty much a low point. We might see some resistance here about 200 if Tesla was to hit. You could see the MACD, we are still underneath, meaning that underneath that 50% line, which kind of shows basically we're still in an overall downtrend. If we go to this upside here, that will kind of confirm a little bit of an uptrend. So we are still in an overall downtrend, but if Tesla is to potentially hit 200 and rebound up, we might see a continuation up in Tesla's price. And then obviously that would translate to TSLY. Now, going to the next one, we have CONY, which is obviously the Yieldmax Coin Option Income Strategy ETF, trading at about $20. Look at this chart. It looks completely flat over the past month, yet we look at Coinbase, completely flat, but in the past couple of days and today, we're up 7.12%. CONY, on the other hand, only up about 1.88%. I'm not sure for the reasoning for this, but it could be due to the fact maybe an institutional investor or a big investor maybe sold off their CONY position today, and that led to the immediate fall of it today. Here you could see at 1:30 p.m. But Coinbase is really, or CONY is really lagging behind Coinbase today. But as you can see, in the past 5 days, Coin has actually had a pretty decent sized rebound. You can see here was trading at about $118. We're currently at $144. Now, obviously, even though I mentioned TSLY, even though I mentioned CONY, do I say it's a great time to buy? I don't know. That's really up for you guys to decide. I'm just kind of showing you. I want to obviously show you some stocks that are potentially going to have a rebound, but I don't know whether they will or not. When we look at Coin, obviously, we had a steep uptrend, a pretty big downtrend. Things kind of cooled off in the past, month or so, and then we might slowly see a little bit of an uptrend, maybe a retrace back up to the point about $160. So Coinbase might still have some room to run, which might lead to a little bit of an increase in CONY as well. Now, the last stock that I believe is on an uptrend is AMZY. When we look at AMZY, this is the Yieldmax version. You can see here it's trended up over the past month, and it's at its highest marker it's been at for the past 6 months. And when we look at Amazon over the past month, we could see it was trading here about $153 low point being $150. Now it's up to $175. It's had a great month over the last little while. And over the past 6 months, Amazon has appreciated slowly over time, which is exactly what we want to see for a Yieldmax fund. Of course, there's been some big ups and downs in Amazon going back to September. September was a big one here, and then also just beyond in October, which obviously had a negative impact on the Yieldmax AMZY option income strategy ETF. But over the past month, it's performed pretty good. It's gone up. Even though they paid out a dividend, you can see a pretty big jump in the share price here. That was due to a jump in Amazon share price as well, as you can see here. But that is another stock that has been appreciating. So now that I showed you 3 stocks that could potentially appreciate, we got TSLY, we have CONY, and we have AMZY. I want to show you GOY, Gooy. I hope that's how you say it, which is a Yieldmax Google Option Income Strategy ETF. The reason being, look at the past 6 months since inception. You can see that it was trading at about $20 as all the Yieldmax funds start out, but has trended down over this time, while the underlying stock Google has actually uptrended in this exact same period. So what is going on here? Something's funny. The reason being is because this is what goes back to the Yieldmax strategy. And if you guys have stuck around to this point, I'm very grateful, because hopefully I'm going to open your eyes here. With the Yieldmax strategy, they take all the all the downside, but are limited to the upside with their synthetic cover call strategy. Now, with the Google GOOY Yieldmax fund, you can see here that the big drops in the stock price from Google, the underlying stock here on September 19th, we have October 24th, we have November 28th. All these big drops play into the negative aspect of a Yieldmax ETF. Basically, you want a slow, steady appreciation over time. And although true in time, Google has had slow appreciation over time, it's also had these really big drops, which really need to be avoided when we are looking for a Yieldmax ETF to invest in, because these big drops, although our underlying could appreciate over time, these big drops are going to significantly impact the purchase share price of our Yieldmax ETFs. And as you can see in this example, we have one that's trending up, the underlying, and a Yieldmax fund trending down. So I hope you guys got a little bit out of this video. I just wanted to show you some potential things to be concerned about, to look out for when you're investing in the Yieldmax funds, but also some funds that could potentially have a little bit of a turnaround. I don't know if they will or not, but I wanted to put those out there for you, some stocks that are on a current uptrend. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please do remember to subscribe. We're up to 4,088 subscribers. With that, I want to say I hope you have a great day. I hope you take care, and I will see you guys hopefully in the next video.